right. Welcome to Gen X Rated Tuesday edition. How are we doing, guys?
Fair to middling.
Okay. For Tuesday, not bad. Gino, you got your hat on? Is it cold there?
It is. I was sweating, and then I got cold because I turned my thermostat way down when I was feeding my stray cat. I was outside for a bit, and I got the mail, and I got chilly, and I saw my hat, and so I put it on.
Nice.
And then I'm fine. The Cavs won last night after a 3-game losing streak, and I told you we're only really watching the Cavs sports-wise. I don't really watch football or any of that shit.
Shouldn't that be your happy ending then? Come on, Gene. You peaked too soon.
No, it's not my fucking happy ending. My happy ending has something to do with gargling balls, but we'll get back to that later. No. We don't have to gargle balls. Anyway, that being said, I'm a little upset that I just found out like 10, 15 minutes ago because I drank 3 Guinness last night and 3 like Corona Premiers or some shit. But I just found out today like fucking hops are like nature's estrogen, and that's basically why I have a big old set of fucking bitch titties on my male body, and now I have to seriously contemplate. What? That's not fucking funny, motherfucker. Nobody likes man boobs. Jesus.
I thought it was because of weed. Usually you get man boobs through smoking weed.
What?
Weed has estrogen in it? What are you talking about?
It has like it's something that is supposed to give you man boobs. At least
Don't
that's
fucking double whammy my ass. I'm already having a feel over the fact that I probably have to give up beer because my tits are starting to look luscious.
Well, hey, what was that on Seinfeld? The bro.
Bro's ear.
The man's ear. The
man's
bro?
ear.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh yeah. We're there, man. I'm old. We're there. And I'm gonna probably give up beer, but I also found out hard alcohol is kind of really hard on your liver. You probably shouldn't be drinking it.
That is true.
I don't know, dude. What am I gonna do? How often do you guys drink? I don't even know. Besides when you see me every 2 years.
Well, normally
it usually holds me over.
People don't come out to play hockey for the shitty hockey, is the comment made. So usually we hang out and drink beer after we skate. So
yeah, but you're a fucking half a beer guy, 3/4 beer at best because you're so responsible. I mean,
whatever.
I've seen Rob throw down 3 or 4.
Oh Jesus, Billy, where are we going with this? Huh?
All right. Well, fair enough. What kind of beer do you guys usually drink after hockey?
Well, I have a friend who worked at AB, and he would hook up the fellas. So whatever AB was supplying, usually is what we drank. Uncle Bill, Uncle Bill loves his NAs.
Mm-hmm.
Athletic makes a nice variety of NAs. They're a little bit more expensive, so he lets me buy them.
I don't understand. Bill, were you getting a slight boob problem? NA, what's going on here, bro?
Not that guy.
Not NA is non-alcoholic, correct?
It's non-alcoholic, yeah.
So you don't drink anymore? What's the deal?
I don't know, man. I just felt like just taking a break.
Oh, it's not a January thing. You're just taking a break.
I think it was January.
Now imagine if you'd taken that break in the 90s, all those strippers you wouldn't have dated.
Maybe I would have dated more.
It's possible, but you were doing pretty good drinking and dating.
Oh yeah, I did okay. Except for that one night I tried to puke into a beer bottle. That wasn't my finest moment.
Or you sat in the recliner and spit on my floor.
That wasn't great either.
Floor? What do you mean?
He was out of his mind. He didn't know. He thought he was outside.
Yeah.
Jesus. He lets his girlfriend's dog shit in my bedroom, and then he spits on your floor.
That dog jumped out and pissed all over some giant guy's luggage at the curb at the airport too one time.
I do recall. Glad you didn't get beaten senseless.
You and me both. I don't know what was distracting that guy, but he was busy looking the other way. And a giant Rottweiler pissing all over your suitcase is hard to miss, but fortunately he did.
I have a feeling Zeus died a tragic death.
Probably somewhere on the roadway.
The Rottweiler. He was a Rottweiler, was he not?
He was a Rottweiler.
Yeah, well, it's all good. It's all good. I too, mate, do non-alcoholic beers not give you bitch tits then because they're not hoppy? Do they have hops in them still?
They can.
They can. Yeah. I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of the hoppy variety though.
IPAs.
Yeah.
I don't know the medical term for man boobs, so I'm sorry about all the cuss, Rob. I apologize. No, it's moobs. That's not the medical term.
We're just going with moobs.
Man breasts.
Moobs.
At least I can feel for lumps a lot easier now. I can do my own self-breast exam. It's not a big deal.
Well, everybody's going to have to start doing that because Everything's been frozen today at 5 o'clock. Nice
Boom.
segue, Gene.
Mm-hmm.
So
No
does that mean
difference.
that if you're on Medicaid or Medicare and you have a surgery scheduled for today or a doctor's appointment, it's not going to be. Dude, that's just being cruel for the sake of being cruel.
They think there's a lot of waste, and they're going to fix that waste by giving you nothing. If you're in clinical trials for cancer, you will not be getting that treatment today anyway. I'm just going to go down the list really quickly. SNAP, which is mostly white women, 53%. You're going to have 20 million children that aren't going to be fed. That's 1 out of 3 parochial schools depend on SNAP. This is Rep. Chris Murphy. They've shut down Medicare. Also, they've canceled any research along with it. VA housing loans and applications will be canceled or dismissed today at 5 p.m.
Way to support the troops.
Keep in mind, red states are the largest recipient of these federal funds, but have at it. The medicine portal has also been shut down, so good luck getting any information. I did try and do some information on the interwebs today. Everything's a week old because anything on the CDC is not coming up. All federal funding for grants and loans will be paused. And just to go down the list, Head Start, forget it. Student financial aid and grants, nope. SNAP, which is basically food stamps, no. The ACA, premiums might be going up. You'll be lucky to have, I know you call it Obamacare, but it is the Affordable Care Act.
Mm-hmm.
Medical research is no more. And the real kick in the back to me is the fucking Meals on Wheels. Seniors, I hope you voted the right way because you're getting fucked.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, man. It's just all about being cruel because, Elon Musk has decided that, we need to cut the budget. Really? How about you pay your fair share? How about that?
That'd be
Maybe
nice.
pump a little cash into the budget.
And just to update and move on from this mess, because I don't want to give too much lip service to Trumpy Bear, but the breakout of TB in Kansas is at historical rates never seen before. All 50 states, dairy cows are the major exposure to humans as far as bird flu, but H5 bird flu not only is in all 50 states, but Georgia and Ohio have shut down all their poultry production. So start getting your meats now, I guess. It will be getting expensive. The announcements today that were made by the press secretary right here, Caroline Leavitt, it's like we're going back in time. Now, before Trump didn't actually have press secretaries meet with the press, but now they are. But it's an attitude that she gives that it's all Biden's fault. This stuff was here before. It's kind of catty. She's talking to us like we're idiots, and I don't really appreciate that. But she's got the job, and we're going to be counting on this guy right here at HHS pretty soon, I'm guessing.
Well, his confirmation starts tomorrow, doesn't it?
Well, they haven't stopped anybody yet, so I'm assuming. I mean, Kristi Noem already has her little ice vest outfit like she's a cop with her hat on, looking fucking badass.
Dude, they love the cosplay.
So here's the Incredible Hulk, Pink Man. So we're going to have some tough times if we don't get this stuff together and hold this guy accountable. First of all of this money was already approved and budgeted by Congress. So you can't, unless you're a dictator, come in and all of a sudden freeze it. It's not a thing. It's highly illegal. The only person that's standing up to him right now is the same woman in New York who pressed charges against him for fill in the blank. So New York is suing him and his policy. So we'll see how that plays out. But people need to start paying attention. To that point, we're going to move on because you can do your own research. But this is, as of today, where this administration is trying to take us. A note here, 2 days in a row of golfing. This guy was very busy in California. He made up a story about the Army coming in, military opened up all the faucets in California and the water's flowing. Fox News today had to retract that because it's just a stupid lie.
That literally looks, that face he's given right there, that looks like his fucking cum face when fucking Daniels finished him off. I mean,
Well,
geez.
and the hair on
What a
the
nice
back
guy.
looks like a fucking rat, and that ear
Ugh.
doesn't look like it was touched by anything, frankly, not even
It
Melania.
wasn't. You don't
Oh,
let
yeah, no,
someone
that
stand
was
up
staged.
and yell "fight, fight, fight" 3 times.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
not
right.
a thing.
But I don't
Phony.
understand. I don't understand that. Where are the Democrats? Where's their toughness?
Yeah.
This is simple shit. You send a bunch of fucking booze to Pete Hegseth, and you send a bunch of fucking heroin to fucking RFK Jr. and you're done. You get rid of 2 of the fucking idiots. Kristi Noem, I don't know what you do with her. Send her puppies.
That'll keep her busy for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But the Democrats don't seem like they're doing shit about it. These guys
They're
are all,
not.
the worst of the worst are going to get confirmed. Keeping democracies are hard, man. I know you don't want to talk about that fucking guy, but in my opinion, and my wife's opinion, my producer Melissa, we give it 2 years and we'll know. If you fucking idiots reelect any fucking Republican in 2 fucking years in Congress or the fucking Senate, it's over. It's fucking over. You've basically just handed them the fucking keys to a dictatorship.
Yeah.
And they're already
Mhm.
fucking up. They're already fucking up one weekend. They're already doing a miserable job. You're fucking miserable. Now you're all fucking scared and you're all fucking anxiety. I hope it was fucking worth it. But if you guys don't get this shit together in 2 years, it doesn't matter what Democrats do. If the American people do not get their shit together in 2 years, they're fucking done. So,
I agree.
and oh, by the way, the biggest recipient of fucking DEI programs is also fucking you dumb fucking idiots.
White women.
So,
You cut out Gene, but it is white women. Yeah.
correct.
Mhm.
Correct. So
Where are the white women at?
talking
Now
about
they're
this
kinda
woke
pissed.
bullshit and all this other fucking bullshit. White fucking women who don't have a fucking pot to piss in are usually single fucking moms are the biggest beneficiary of all this shit. So
Yeah. And the ones due to nepotism as well, they're well over 50% of the recipients. They always like to put it on people of color as far as being sucking at the teat. But yeah, they kind of did it to themselves, and they're a little bit upset now because some of them are losing their job because they don't have to have them anymore.
Yeah.
2-year
What did you
countdown,
think
man.
was going to happen?
I don't know. I really don't.
I don't know. Get on Duolingo, get your fucking Babble out, buy a fucking Spanish book, because in 2 years, America, if you don't get your shit together, if Rob will still have me as a guest, I'll be doing this podcast from goddamn some developing country where they don't speak fucking English very well. I ain't digging around with this shit anymore. You have to. I'm watching people whose parents, well, let's put it this way. The grandfather was an optimist, died in the Holocaust. The father was a pessimist and, was, building a mansion in Malibu. So that shit's real. You literally have to fucking make a plan now if you have the resources to get the fuck out, because you have to rely on Americans to want to do the right thing. And you've got a bunch of fucking oligarchs dividing them over fucking pigmentation. I mean, it's just, I mean, thank God I smoke weed or I'd have a pit in my stomach. And thank God my anxiety's over from fucking 8 years ago, or I can't believe we did this to ourselves again. It's a nightmare.
Agreed.
And again,
go ahead, Billy.
Again, that was not a mandate. That was not a convincing win.
No.
I still think that was a stolen election. And again, the Democrats did nothing. I mean, if the situation is reversed, not only do you have an insurrection, but you have a united Republican Party that filibusters, that digs in their heels and opposes everything. The Democrats aren't doing that. They're just rolling over. Like, what are you doing? Where is your spirit of, stand up for us, for fuck's sake?
Agreed.
They're too old, Bill. I mean, Dick Durbin last week actually, so what's your strategy, Senator Durbin? And it's like, we haven't figured that out yet. Get back to us. I mean, that was just fuck. I mean,
yeah. You've literally had nothing but time to figure it out since November.
And they have
what have you been doing?
Successors. The dude's almost 80, and Jerry Connolly has throat cancer, and you haven't heard from him in 3 fucking weeks. And Pelosi got him, to be the head of some fucking. I mean,
I mean, it's like the woman that was in the assisted living for 6 months. Do they really pay attention to their own? Not really, unless
no,
it's
is she still a congresswoman, by the way? Because they just quit talking about her ass.
course. What are you going to throw her out? Come on.
I
Have
don't
you seen Mitch McConnell? Jesus Christ.
Seriously.
I've seen him have little petite mal seizures over and over. Not that I'm a fucking doctor or anything, but
I would agree with you.
normal.
Listen,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just wanted to put this visual up. It is of Auschwitz. I think yesterday was what, the 88th anniversary. I did think it was fairly telling that we had a president at the time that said, hey, document everything. I think it was what, Truman? Document everything, because there will come a time where people will deny.
Well, Eisenhower insisted.
Thank
He
you,
was
Billy.
he was the leader of the Allied forces in Europe, and he insisted on having everything filmed and documented because like he said, there's going to come a time when there's nobody left to tell this tale, and it has to be documented because people will not believe it. It was horrific.
Yeah. So
and and they marched German citizens through the camps to look at the bodies and say, hey, you didn't know, right? Yeah, you didn't know. You didn't know what was happening here.
Yeah, you couldn't smell that in the air. Nonetheless, these are some horrific photos of what went down. I mean, deny it all you want, but you're kind of ignorant. So maybe do some research if you really do think that this didn't happen. And there are a lot of right-leaning people that do believe that nonsense. So,
I know, dude. The right wing has just it's morphed into the National Socialist Party, otherwise known as the Nazi Party.
Let's just point out that our guy was golfing yesterday as opposed to showing any tribute to this memorial.
Dude, he doesn't care. He doesn't even want to be president. He wanted to stay out of jail and golf and give rallies and have his ego stroke. That's all this guy gives a fuck about. Elon Musk is essentially the president. Elon Musk and the Heritage Foundation, who put together Project 2025. Trump was just the fucking useful idiot. He was the tip of the spear to get them in. Dude, at some point, they will toss him overboard.
And I think Musk is on the way out. He's not doing anything. It's more the Millers and shit that are doing the nasty shit behind the scenes and making these policies happen.
Joseph Goebbels 2.0.
That's right.
Stephen Miller is a repugnant person.
He is.
By the way, a Jewish kid who lost relatives in the fucking Holocaust.
Yeah.
So make it make sense to me, people.
You can't.
You can't. His family's disowned him. He's a deeply disturbed, unhappy little motherfucker.
Yeah, well, that's kind of
it's a psychopath who's got a fucking raging boner because he gets to fucking hurt people, because that's what fucking not everybody that was a Nazi was a Nazi. The Nazis were probably 1%ers, and then we sat around and didn't say shit about it, and then they all had to fucking follow along because they didn't have any fucking guns. So I'm just saying, well, the guns control the fucking the narrative a lot of times. So these people sat around, these Germans going, we're off, nothing's gonna happen. These people are our neighbors, blah blah blah. And then before you know it, these guys got to give fucking Hitler salutes and shit, or they're gonna fucking end up getting fucking shot. It's a scary situation. We got to get our shit together now. We got to get out in the fucking streets. If there's any national strikes people are fucking having, anybody.
What is that? Didn't they list one March 15th, or is it the 13th? They are having a one-day walkout.
Producer Melissa? Yeah, March 15th. I don't know who's organizing that, but that's a start. But you better get your asses out in the street. This guy's just fucking taking shit from you left and right. Rob just gave a fucking list. I didn't even know about that list today. They just take shit from you for no fucking other reason to enrich themselves. It's fucking insane.
Yeah. So the more
we're even tolerating this. South Korea didn't tolerate their douchebag president doing one little thing for half a fucking second before they're like, fuck that shit. And then he fucking barricaded himself in the presidential palace with his Secret Service, and they're like, fuck that shit. And now they finally arrested the motherfucker. They didn't give up. So I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do, but we better be more like South Korea, or again in 2 years, hablo español, motherfuckers. I don't know how to say motherfuckers in Spanish, but I'll learn.
I'm gonna be living in a yurt in your backyard wherever you end up.
Just go with
like fucking tent.
Yeah.
Okay, what's it made out of? Like animal skin or something? Because my environment.
No, maybe just like canvas or wood. I don't know. I'll look that up. I've got a little bit of time to do my research on that, but yeah.
A little bit, not a lot.
You're not a big dude. I think we could just put you in a kennel.
I do not want to live in a kennel.
Well, I mean, they're cozy. Yeah, you're right. You're a human. I apologize.
Jeez.
Anyway, go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're going to move away from politics. I think we made our points about what's going down and to educate yourself because all of us will be affected except for a couple of billionaires, I think. So,
oh, hell yeah.
Let's try and pull it together and have some pushback would be awesome.
Well, especially, you know, our generation, because not only are we approaching the leading edge of us, or we're not only approaching Medicare, but we've got parents on Medicare, right? It's going to affect all of us. Hey, what are you going to do when your mom can't pay for her surgery, her hip surgery?
My mom just had hip surgery and a knee surgery inside a year before Trump got in office.
So I mean,
I consider her very lucky for that shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So people that think it's not going to affect you, you better think twice, because it's going to affect most of us, the vast majority.
And the only way to get past it, man, is again, I'm done talking about politics, but we got to start doing shit for young people. Fuck, and not fuck old people, but we do plenty for fucking old people. Now they're fucking around and finding out that this douchebag doesn't care about them either.
Oh yeah.
But we still got to do shit for young people, or you're never gonna get the fucking votes. You've done nothing for young people, literally their entire lives. The millennials, the fucking Gen Zers, you have the fucking Gen Alphas. You haven't done a fucking thing for them, and these boomers are still hanging on to power, and they all literally, the ones in power, either retire or pray to God, fucking drop fucking dead, because you guys are a fucking waste. You're a fucking waste. You sat on your fucking hands. These corporations are too big. You guys heard about AI, by the way. Are you talking about AI at all today?
We can.
About how the Chinese mind fucked the entire stock market yesterday, but by coming out with an open source fucking AI, which they released today, by the way, and it made all those.
It's the biggest downloaded app on Apple.
Just
and somehow Nancy Pelosi knew about it.
Yeah, somehow Nancy Pelosi knew about it and sold off all of her fucking stock right before the fucking whatever. However, this is Melissa and I were just talking about how this is how corporations are too big and they screw shit up. They get too fat, they get too big, they get too bloated. There's too many departments and there's no innovation whatsoever because they're just relying on I'm fucking Facebook, I'm fucking this, I'm fucking that. And the Chinese are like, fuck that. We're gonna give you government help. Their businesses stay hungry. They're always competitive, always competing. Our people don't fucking compete anymore, except for building fucking super yachts.
Yeah.
And unless we get lean and mean and hungry again and give this tech shit to the young people and open source and whatnot.
Well, the ones that aren't fascist anyway.
Yeah. So I was happy to see that. Thank you, China, and fuck you, Elon Musk, and all you AI bitches for
did not see that coming.
Monetize that shit. Fuck you for that. So good on you, China. Don't ever say China just does all bad, because you need an adversary every once in a while to keep us fucking in check.
Well, here's the thing, dude. That same thing happened to the steel industry in the 60s and late 60s and 70s. They were on an uneven playing field, right? Europe and Asia were destroyed, so they led the world. There was no competition. But as Germany and Japan started to rebuild, they figured out better ways to produce steel, and we just sat back and did nothing. Well, this way has been working great, and then the whole thing came tumbling down.
So we've seen this before.
I mean, yeah, dude, we lived through it. We lived in Pittsburgh. We grew up there, and you saw it. You saw the mills closing.
Steel mills were open, as Melissa did here in Cleveland. Steel mills were open, and then by, I think, the late 90s, man, they sold every piece and part off to China. They've since made somewhat of a comeback, but they gave it away to China, literally on rail, just like pieces and parts. They were just shipping our shit over there for cheap Chinese steel, and it's crap, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So take that, China.
You're muted, Rob. You're muted.
Sorry. That's why you have Steeler Nation, because so many people had to leave Pittsburgh. A lot of them went south.
Oh, yeah. They went south. They went west.
DC, Florida. What's that?
They went south, they went west, they went to the Sun Belt, they left the Rust Belt, went to the Sun Belt.
That's right.
There's Cleveland backers clubs all over the world too, all over the country. I'm sure for some of the same reasons that people left Cleveland when those jobs left.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
So
I mean, it was devastating, man.
When you talked about the lack of competition and how any pushback we kind of just turn into little wilted flowers, it reminded me of the participation award. It's something we've really pushed quite a bit is, hey, if you had fun, you won, everybody gets a trophy.
You're all winners.
And it feels like there's a softness to that. I mean, I remember a couple of tournaments we went to and we got pantsed and they gave the award. That thing didn't make it to the car, right? I mean, not only was it cheap, it maybe fell off and rolled away. The kids weren't interested. They were more upset that they got pantsed and less about, you gave me this great, look at this award, you know? It's the taking part that counts, everybody. And I feel like these kids never adapted to losing, or that drive to, hey, I hated this feeling of losing and I want to get better and I'm going to put in the time to get better. It's like, well, you know what? I did get this trophy. How about this one? You tried. I mean, what more did you ask for?
You were very trying.
You tried.
I think this is probably my favorite, the everyone else's rubbish award. Okay. I mean,
man,
I don't know. I mean, better luck next time. Like, why are we giving him anything except, hey, maybe try and get better, work harder? None of that really really resonates, and I feel like that's a whole generation. So my and I don't do bumper stickers, but here is one I might just put on my car.
Oh yeah, participation. I think that's uniquely American. I don't know that any other country does participation trophies. I don't know who invented it. I don't know what sport it initially started off in, but it took off like gangbusters in this country when we were raising our kids.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. So
I totally would agree.
It's just dumb. It's just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Competition's good. Losing's good. Losing teaches you probably more than winning does. Every billionaire you ever met has failed miserably trying to become a billionaire several times before they fucking define. And same with athletes. I thought I was going to be a professional baseball player. Look how I get worked out. And I got these fucking man boobs and this giant ass muscle, and they're like, no, you play O-line, motherfucker. And you can't hit a curveball anyway, Gene. So there.
And you had the good feet.
I did want to say, is it called Missalon, Ohio, or
Missalon?
Massillon.
Oh, Massillon,
yeah.
Massillon, Ohio, yeah.
In 1922, they had a newspaper that put out, that was the first participation award that was given. I think it was like it was high school basketball. So those might have been the guys that started the trend.
Hey, Bill, did Pro Sports ever do any sort of participation like trophy or anything like that?
Yeah, man. They used to have, before the Super Bowl, in the late 50s and 60s, they would have
Football
what they called,
What? Football did it?
Yeah, it was called the Playoff Bowl, right? So this was back when you had, two divisions. You had the East and the West, and the winner of each played for the NFL championship. But the runners-up got to play a meaningless game down in Miami called the Playoff Bowl, which, again, nobody wanted to play in. But hey, you finished second. Great job. Here's an extra game you could play, an extra chance to have your knee blown out, or to have your head taken off.
$75 and some Hardee's coupons.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that. See, this is why we need Bill for all this shit that I do not know.
And then you had this
I do remember
which went on for a long time.
I do remember this, which is crazy to think about today, pitting a professional athlete against the college player. I don't care how good that college player is. That's insane.
Now, in this photo, you literally have Randy White choking out Bradshaw.
That's fantastic, but my God.
I mean,
it made no sense. I mean, this is your rookie draft class who's out there playing, getting, putting them at risk, getting, injured, concussed, whatever. Crazy. It's just,
or your starting quarterback, either or.
Worst idea ever.
So,
but I bet you it was popular as fuck though, because it's insane.
It is insane.
Well, this was in Chicago. This was the last year they did it, and you can't tell from this picture, but it was a downpour, and they eventually had to just stop the game.
Well, yeah. So at halftime, what happened was it was such a torrential downpour that the fans came out of the stands and started sliding around on the field. And I think there was something like 18 inches of water.
It was insane
on that field. So they called the game, obviously, and they never played it again.
Was it Soldier Field? Was it Chicago, Soldier Field?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. I vaguely remember that rainstorm, seeing some video of that.
And that was the end of that.
Now, Uncle Bill, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to put it back up. But that cannot be Webster on his butt, is it?
I can't tell. It could be.
No.
Because the Steelers never put their numbers on the helmet there.
Not in the preseason. No, they did not.
Did anybody get a major league injury ever playing one of these games that you know of, or?
I think in the last year that they played it, the starting quarterback for the college all-star team got knocked out. I think he broke his. I want to say he broke a couple fingers. His backup, broke a couple of ribs, so they went with a third stringer named Jeb Blunt.
Oh, wow.
Jeb do?
I don't know. That dude has lost to history. I'm not even going to bother Googling it. But
that's insane that you even knew his fucking name. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I would agree. So,
I mean,
and you were talking about All-Stars. I just wanted to jump real quick to, I guess it's February 16th, the NBA All-Star game will take place, or whatever it's called these days.
Nobody watches that fucking garbage anymore.
And we had talked about it a little bit. It was one of the most exciting games as far as just points. I mean, it used to be like 145 to 140 type of thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to watch all the best players in the West versus the best players in the East. It's just not the same anymore. I mean, you had your 3-point competition, which, slam dunk competition, 3-point competition, and all the guys participated. I want to say in the last decade, the participants in the slam dunk competition, anyway, you've had 4 All-Stars in a decade that have participated in that.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah. Why is that?
They don't feel the obligation to do it anymore. They have other shit going on. They don't want to risk injury. They don't want to embarrass themselves losing to someone because their taints are smaller than the previous generation.
Well, there's Michael Jordan. Yeah. There's Vince Carter. We saw Dominique Wilkins, Kobe. I mean, do we not want to be in a class with these guys? I mean, even this guy, Spud Webb. Come on now.
Yeah.
Spud Webb. 5'7". Yeah, I know. Amazing. And Spud Webb, by the way, made All-Star games, I believe. So he too was an All-Star.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But the competition's always rich, not just on the golf course with these guys. And I feel like that's kind of gone away from the sport, which is kind of sad. A lot of people want to blame it on LeBron because he wouldn't participate in the slam dunk. He's not a great dunker for a guy who's 6'8". I get that. Maybe they thought he was too cool, or he did. I'm not sure. But as an example, the 3-point competition, Jordan wasn't great, but the fans wanted him in it. I mean,
last place. He got last place.
Yeah, and famously, Larry Bird walks in and he says, "Hey, which one of you guys is going to win second place?"
Yeah, Bird dominated that.
He was fucking awesome.
No, well, that's the emphasis. I think now is that is the big draw is the 3-point contest, and the All-Star game and the dunk contest is just like G League guys and
you're right,
guys that are really good dunkers but never play.
Role players, bench players, G League players. You're absolutely correct.
All about the 3-point contest. Last year was pretty cool watching Ionescu, the girl from the New York Liberty, go against Seth Curry and almost beat him because there's women can shoot just as well as men can.
Hell yeah!
But it's a boring game. I watch. I mean, I watch like the get on Twitter and watch the 3-point contest or something. But I haven't seen a dunk contest since maybe Blake Griffin jumped over a fucking car or some shit.
Yeah.
And that was a decade ago, 15 years ago or some shit.
This is 2016, so you're looking at 9 years ago. You can see how young Curry is. Mm-hmm. LeBron looks very young too, full head of hair, etc.
Man, yeah.
You would pay to see these guys. I would pay to see Kobe going up against any of these guys, and it just isn't a thing anymore.
How many of those guys still play? Most of them, I think, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a huge NBA guy.
Curry's playing.
I know Curry's
Dwayne's not playing. Carmelo's not playing. That's the dude from Toronto still plays. Plays for the 76ers now. Lowry is his name. Kobe's deceased. Durant's still there.
Yeah, Durant's still
there. Westbrook still plays. Half of them still play, basically. So that's pretty good.
It is pretty good for 9 years later.
Beach chip. Can you imagine running up and down on a wood court like all day long, mile after mile? I think Steph Curry runs a couple miles a game. every game.
Oh yeah.
Well, imagine being a big man. At least he's on the smaller side. I mean, those guys getting up and down the court are amazing athletes.
Yeah,
And it's physical too.
Oh, for sure.
very so.
Mm-hmm.
And less physical than it used to be. I mean, I do really miss 80s basketball when they used to beat the shit
Oh
out.
man, yeah.
It looked like football. Bill Laimbeer was just, and the Chief were like rolling on the ground, throwing punches and shit. Larry Bird was no wallflower. He'd throw a fucking punch if you fucked with him.
Oh yeah.
There were some crazy fights in the 70s and 80s, and it's all we've all been pacified. We love guns and we love our fucking gun movies, and they encourage us to go buy as many guns as we can. But a fist fight, oh my God, no! Let's suspend them for a fucking year. Shut the fuck up, man. If we just let people fucking throw a couple punches, I mean, people don't try to beat you to death. Once you've won the fight, 99% of the time, the fight's fucking over. So I understand this whole like afraid of, what do they do in hockey now? Do they still throw punches and shit? I haven't hockey in a long time.
Yeah, they haven't gotten rid of that.
They just got rid of the goons, right? Like the 6'7", like 300-pound guys don't play.
Oh, the Rangers have one.
Can he play though? Can he skate?
He doesn't play a whole lot.
Doesn't play, but most of those guys that were goons, most of them can play now. I mean, you got to be able to at least, put up some minutes on the fourth line and be able to,
for sure,
kill some time and show some kind of skills.
Otherwise, they're not going to dress you. There is a little bit more depth to why you have that on a hockey team. I mean, they are there to protect their stars. Best guys on the team need some protection. We've seen it in the last few years with Sidney Crosby, where he doesn't have that tough guy on the bench, and they will take some liberties. Nobody wants that. So it's really hard to get rid of that.
Well, why did the Penguins sign someone that can fight then?
Because I don't think they have a strong enough roster. Go ahead.
They did. Remember, they had Ryan Reeves, and then the coach wouldn't play him.
Yeah.
Really?
And Reeves could play at the time, but they did have some bigger guys that were lumbering back in the day for fighting purposes. But you see less of it. I mean, when I worked in the IHL in Houston, that hockey was new with the arrows to Houston. The fans came out. They wanted fights. That was the only thing that got them out of their seats and screaming was to watch these guys pummel each other.
I thought that's where all the goons went when they got sent down, was to the IHL. That's where all the big guys, and it became like a much smaller, faster, agility like type of league in the NHL or some shit.
For sure.
From what I've read, I don't.
Oh yeah, no, the skill level is insane.
So their skills are insane. Like your skills. When are you guys gonna send me some video on your skills?
You're gonna have to
never watch yourself on video.
Bill,
Never.
I have to assume you skate faster than you run uphill. I remember that.
I didn't run uphill that fast.
I know. You must skate much faster.
He does.
Okay.
He's a good little skater, that's for sure.
But dude,
oh my God.
It's amazing. We were playing in a tournament one time up in Toronto, and one of our teammates' wives, videotaped it from the stands, and we went back to the Airbnb and watched it, and it's like, oh my God, shut that off.
Pretty much.
It's
we
like,
didn't watch it again. One guy's like, I spent all this time on the exercise bike for this.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys wear cups?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, so ouch, chafing. I haven't worn a cup in 35, 45 years since baseball.
Gotta wear a cup.
You could get hit by a puck. That would not be great.
Or a stick.
Everyone wears a cup. None of them take the chance. They all wear cups.
Yeah. Dude, guys will give you a cup check. They'll like put that stick between your legs and jam it up. And if you're not wearing a cup, you're going to be hurting, even if you are sometimes.
Is that how you date in hockey? With cup
it's just more of a dick move.
It's a dick move.
What do the girls wear for protection in front? A pad?
They have a pelvic pad.
Okay. I got
so if you get hit directly with a shot.
And you all, men and women, both wear chest protection, I assume?
Yeah. Women's are just a little tighter around their front, just so there's no gappage for any kind of.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. I don't know any of this shit. And your pants, are they like football pants with pads in them, or how?
They have thigh pads in them.
They've got thigh pads in them, yeah.
Oh, they don't have shin pads or hip pads or anything?
We wear shin pads separately.
Under your socks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. See, I didn't
elbow pads are a must.
I have not
been
helmet. I skate since I was
at
full Fontenelle Lagoon when I was 10 years old, skating on a lagoon in Omaha, Nebraska. I have not been on skates in a long time. I was a roller skater, not an ice skater.
Dude, you were a good rollerblader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm a fucking athlete. What do you want?
I
can do almost anything pretty
that's
well.
what I like to say. Gene does everything he tries well.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty
true.
much.
Good hands, good feet, got a good arm.
Good beer drinker.
Oh yeah.
He can use both hands for that.
Can light a joint with my left or right hand. You know, it's all good.
For
I'm
sure.
ambidextrous. It's all good.
Multi-talented.
2 weeks until the Super Bowl. It's probably a little early to be talking about Kansas City and the Eagles again. Though most people were somewhat disappointed that we could get the Lions or the Bills or anything different. We got the same shit sandwich that the refs ruined last time these two teams played. And how did we get here?
I don't know. I took a nap. It was awesome. Best nap I've had in 2025 was the first game, whichever that was, the Kansas City game. I slept for 4 fucking hours. I woke up and that shit was over. It was great.
Well, I think that was the Eagles game, right?
Yeah.
They played the early game, and that
game.
Early
game.
That game turned out to be a blowout.
Oh, okay.
But the league did come out and apologize, saying that the Bills did get a few tough calls against them.
Dude, that spot on that fourth down play, that pivotal fourth down play, was ridiculous.
It's just weird because the spotter was on the Bills side. He came in on the left side of the hash of the marker, and then the guy from the Chiefs side who couldn't see the play because everybody's in front of him came and called it short. And then they talked and they went with the guy who couldn't see shit.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And then driving home after the game, I was listening to the NFL channel on satellite radio, and there was an interview. They were interviewing everybody, and Clark Hunt, and he was talking like it's already in the bag.
Oh.
Wait. Say that again real fast.
The owner of the Chiefs.
The owner of the Chiefs. They were interviewing him.
Say it again.
The owner.
No. Say his name.
Clark Hunt.
Clark Hunt. Thank you. Clark Hunt. Okay. The way he said it the first time, it sounded like something different. It was kind of funny. Anyway, I'm sorry.
His cousin, Mike Hunt.
No, what did Hunt. It's in the bag, huh? He's already bought the refs off? Allegedly?
Allegedly, yeah. Just talking like it was. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, look, not taking anything away from that team, man. Patrick Mahomes is amazing.
Sure.
And, their record, what is it, 37 straight wins in one-score games?
Amazing.
I mean, you don't put that together, and, they're already a dynasty. They're already looking to tie the Steelers, 4 Super Bowls in 6 years, but they've had a lot of help.
A lot of help.
Look, let me put it to you this way. If you're the fucking Buffalo Bills, and I never bring up my fucking past games or my past history, you better pull off a fucking Atlanta Falcons versus Minnesota Vikings if you want to win that game. You can't fucking make mistakes. You got to let them fucking make mistakes.
And that's what they said.
Yeah.
The last 2 drives, Cook was probably their best runner, even including Allen, and he just didn't touch the ball in those last 2 drives.
Yeah, and they were running the ball.
The tush push for them was garbage. Go ahead.
Well, they were starting to be able to run the ball. The run was opening up for them, and then they went away from it.
Well, they kept going to Allen and that tush push because they needed a yard, whereas Cook was riffing off 5 and 6 yards. I will say it's just a little off-putting. Like, I'm a big fan of Kelsey, but he came into the end zone. He's taunting that guy. I saw Pickens with the Steelers just make like the gun sign towards the stands, and he got flagged. So to literally come in and taunt somebody face-to-face after your quarterback scores a touchdown should have been something. Maybe even on the kickoff. I'm not saying take points off the board, but let's change.
You seem to not understand how many fans Kelsey's girlfriend has brought to the NFL. They're not going to do shit to that guy. I hate this. I mean, this is all allegedly, obviously.
Sure.
I make
allegedly.
It up as I go. But I mean, obviously, they're people. There's favoritism, dude. When Kermit Mahomes has a press conference after the game, and he's like, "I don't think there's any favoritism. I don't think we're going to special call." It's like, dude, of course you fucking do. Can't you fucking be more graceful than that? Than literally say, "I don't think we get special." You fucking obviously get fucking special calls. Tom Brady even admitted as much. I get fucking calls because I'm fucking Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a fucking break.
Yeah. The only other thing I want to add is that last play of the game, and there's not a great angle of the tight end Kincaid dropping that ball. It looks extremely catchable, and there's a flag down. Not only did the announcers see it, but the production crew.
I know they picked that flag up. I heard about that.
And the production crew also saw the flag. So they put up on the screen that there was a flag that was thrown. Once Kincaid doesn't make that catch, the flag was picked up. Nobody talked about it.
Yeah. What was the flag going to be for, you think?
Well, I think it probably would have been offensive holding or ineligible downfield or just about anything that would have brought the play back. But
Sure.
4th and 5. Listen, Spags made a great call on that blitz. They rushed the
left corner
and they won the game. But
sure.
It'd be nice to see it done a little less scripted, is all I'm saying.
Well, I don't love Sirianni, but let's hope he comes up with some magic because he's kind of a doucher too.
He's a giant douche. He's kind of overmatched if you're going to put him versus Reed. But I think the difference will be the quarterback situation. I think.
Well, dude, Saquon Barkley.
Well, yeah.
I
think the offense will be better.
He's amazing, having an amazing year, and when you're having an amazing high like that, it's just, dude, it's just one of those historic things. He's in the fucking zone 24/7. So hopefully he can control the timing on the clock for them to have a chance, so that Mahomes does not have the ball too much, because the more that dude has the ball, he's sick, dude. He can do whatever with it. He's very good.
Oh yeah, and dude, they're really good at holding on to the ball. I mean, they put together long drives.
Chiefs are favored by 1.5, by the way. It's early.
It's early.
What does that mean gambling wise? I'm not a gambler. Is that
usually the home team gets 3 points for being at home? So with the half point at a neutral site, it just means pick them.
Super, super tight game. Then yeah, okay. And then the odds change when people start gambling, or people start playing.
Once the money starts coming in, they'll adjust the line.
Sure. And just how practice goes during the week, if somebody's maybe not going to play, that could be an issue. Back in our day, you wouldn't know that information, but nowadays you know everything. So tune into ESPN, get yelled at, and get the point spread.
Dude, I saw LeBron James doing a gambling commercial, and he's still in the fucking NBA. He's doing a gambling commercial with that little that little dude comic. What's his name?
Kevin
Hart.
Oh yeah.
Who I don't think is very funny. So much so I forgot his fucking name.
He used to be funny. He's
not
anymore.
Sorry to the little people for using the word midget. I slipped to my Gen X vernacular there real quick. I apologize.
Well, nobody told us you shouldn't say it when we were growing up.
I have man tits, so I suffered. Anyway, that being said, yeah, he's doing gambling commercials. bet fucking insane. He's an actual real live player currently, and he's going bet on shit. I was like that. And when I told you guys, we've already talked about that during a podcast where my agent Tom Condon called me because he was working out with a Kansas City FBI agent, and they had a file on me because I was associated with someone who was associated with a known gambler, because I used to pal around with this guy named Dewey Stevens, who introduced me to my wife actually. And he did a gambling. He was a DJ, but he also did a sports betting show with this bookie that was really good at making bets. I didn't know the guy. I'd never met him. I'd never been on the show or anything, but just him having an association with him and also an association with me made the FBI put a file out for me to see if I was associated with gambling, which obviously I'm not. I don't know a fucking thing about gambling. But that, my agent shocked me with that call one day. I was like, what? No, dude, I don't gamble. I don't. Dewey's my buddy. I drink with him at this fucking bar called Good Old Days in Parma, Ohio. He introduced me to my wife. I don't know his gambling buddy. So it was one of those weird things, but they took that. My point being, they took that shit very seriously.
They took it very seriously. Yeah.
So yeah. There you go. When I'm dead, go find my FBI file through the Freedom of Information, a FOIA Act or whatever the fuck you call it. And find out why they were investigating me.
I'm not paying for that, Gene. Okay.
Okay, fair. Oh, that's right. You got to pay for all that shit now, right? Well, that's
yeah.
federal.
How about that?
Oh my god, that's so stupid. That's crazy.
Yes,
a lot's changed in a week and a half.
Yeah, not for the better.
Fucking get used to it. Oh my god, I can't afford as much weed as I need to get me through fucking 4 years of this bullshit. I'm just letting you know.
Let's try and get through the first month.
I'm gonna have to go hang out with Belushi at his weed farm or Mike Tyson and get these fucking samples. I'll work for weed. I don't fucking know. Something's gotta give.
So can you ask producer Melissa? I guess the Department of Justice has been evacuated. Nobody was really sure why.
Could you Google that, Melissa? Yeah, she's on it, bro.
Also, the California Secretary of State is giving the green light for a campaign to gather signatures for California to leave the U.S. and become an independent country. People laugh at California, but their GDP is as big as it's like 5th in the world.
The world, people, the world.
Don't fuck with California.
Conservatives there that might sign on to that shit too because they know Trump's an asshole. So I mean, I think 35-40% of that state is fucking Republicans. So it's not like it's some woke ass, woke virus liberal libtard fucking state. They have plenty of conservatives there, especially all the farmers that are having all these fucking water problems. So I'll move to California if they secede. I'm in. And
I feel like those farmers understand that there wasn't a spigot that was turned off and on. I know that Trump can talk that way to his people, but it's one of the most ridiculous comments he's made that it flows all the way from Canada down to Los Angeles.
That guy's just incredibly ignorant.
Yeah.
And he's demented. Look at the way he stands. Dude, that guy is suffering from dementia.
Okay, your situation is still developing that you told Melissa to check on. Unknown threat, multiple departments called, and it's just still a developing situation, so we don't know what the fuck's going on yet. So
okay, interesting though.
Yeah. Well, we're here. Crazy time. Blame us.
We've been here the whole time.
The whole time, and we were not responsible for the DNC and RNC pipe bombing either.
Had nothing to do with us.
Pretty sure that was some chick that's in Congress, allegedly.
Yeah.
She's still very hateful.
Oh my God, yeah. And dumb as the day is long, just willfully ignorant with those goofy ass shoes.
College graduate too. You'd think she'd only have a GED like Boebert, but she's smart enough not to try to blow a guy.
Or Barber.
Oh my God, no doubt. Yeah, Georgia Tech. She went to Georgia Tech, I believe. So
she is from Georgia, so that would make sense. Boebert took 3 times to pass the GED, but she's smart.
She's smart.
3 times and a little help from Ted Cruz, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Didn't know how to run a restaurant
allegedly,
either.
But I gotta say it over and over again because after I found out how fucking litigious Gary Conant is when you say the wrong thing about that Baskin Robbins owning Arizona piece of shit. That's what he did after he got kicked out of Congress. He
okay.
A couple Baskin Robbins in Arizona, and they failed, by the way. And then he sued Baskin Robbins because it was their fault.
It's their fault.
Yeah, but anyway, after I found out how litigious that guy is, if you say the wrong thing, it's like everything is alleged on our show. We don't know 100% for sure, but we're taking really educated guesses here.
For sure. And I'll say this: if you have any questions, listener, viewers, ask. Put it in the comments. If you want to know specifics, I'm happy to put it in the show notes as to sources. But I will say this: go to the CDC, and you'll find nothing. Now on some of the viruses, they're going to update once a month. Starting January 2nd, we'll do it monthly. I mean, come on, man.
In the information age, that shit doesn't even really fucking matter.
Like this. Yeah,
but
you can still get it if you're smart enough to know where to go get it. Exactly. However, a lot of people, unfortunately, in a lot of places, are not smart enough to know how to go get it. So they'll believe that Fauci had something to fucking do with the next flu outbreak or whatever that shit's going on in Kansas. It's probably Fauci's fucking fault.
Of course, because he made so much money while he was in government. So much money he made.
Yeah. It's really fun hanging out with fucking AIDS patients at the beginning of AIDS and watching them die and wither away and not being able to figure out how to fucking help them because that sounds like a moneymaker to me.
Oh,
he's playing the long game. He figured eventually he'd get rich.
Yeah. He should have just joined a band.
Or done a podcast, whatever.
Or done a podcast.
Yeah.
He probably does
have him on.
So.
He's a public servant. He spent his whole life trying to do for others, and he just gets slandered. Not only did they take his security detail away, but they said how he built the government out of all kinds of money. I mean, it's offensive.
Yeah, dude, these people are fucking insane. I'm sorry. Pardon my language. I'm trying not to swear as much, but they are. They're batshit crazy.
They're
ill-informed.
Ill-informed and willfully ignorant, and that's been the downfall of social media and the internet. I mean, everybody gets to hear what they want to hear, and that's how they keep us divided.
Your God is not going to save you. Your SNAP benefits are. Quit being stupid people.
And the amount of people that are being hurt by this is over the top, and that's why I think that we kept saying, "Hey, if we can make it to midterms," but we are a week in, and the shit that we've listed in just 2 shows of what's been taken away should be enough to bring some people to the table that maybe wouldn't totally agree with us on 98% of the shit, but we can definitely bridge the gap on.
Well, can we get 6, 7 fucking elected officials in the federal government that are Democrats, registered Democrats, besides Bernie Sanders, who's not to start talking shit on these people and being real and getting fired up a little bit?
Yeah.
I mean,
the only thing I heard was the debt ceiling. They're thinking, the Democrats are thinking about getting together and maybe not getting on board with whatever the orange guy wants.
Listen, they have to be the party of opposition. That's what the Republicans do. That's what the GOP does when they're out of power. They oppose, they obstruct, they drag their heels on
angrily,
everything.
by the way, angrily, like they do it with your disposition, Bill. They're fucking pissed off when they do it, which is what we need more of. We need more pissed off Bill Rosens in the Democratic Party that are elected officials to get pissed about the shit that fucking Trump does.
Well, and the ones that do, they tamp down. AOC, she's not ready to lead a committee yet. Let's get this guy that's on his last legs.
Then be scandalous, along with giving us the information. Call him the pussy grabber when you're talking to him. Get some fucking. They'll put your ass on if you use the right fucking language, because they always put these idiots on Fox News that say the most offensive shit. And we get saying some real offensive shit against these people that's actual based in fact, like the pussy grabbing or the fucking orange paint he fucking wears or the nepotism or whatever, and you bring it up every time you bring up some shit for the federal government. Maybe get on a little more, because they want fucking sound bites, motherfucker. Give them sound bites, Democrats.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, we're fucked.
And, keep pounding out those things that are going to appeal to everybody. The seniors that sit at home and watch Fox News all day who are losing their Medicare.
Yeah.
Pound that message. Pound that drum.
That meal ain't coming today, buddy.
The white single moms who are at home watching Fox News all day because they lost their DEI job, whose kids aren't going to have school lunch. Pound that drum, man. They won't do it. I don't know why. It's a huge letdown. It's hugely disappointing, and it's maddening, honestly, because
and fuck your buyer's remorse and feeling sorry for yourself. Fucking, you done what you fucking done. You're seeing what this guy is doing. Wake the fuck up. Snap the fuck out of it, like Cher would say, and get your ass out there in the fucking streets and do whatever the fuck you got to do. I mean, seriously.
At least start talking to people, and we talked about it at your local level, neighbors, your community. People are going to need help. And even the people that are crying because they made the wrong choice or didn't think it would happen to them, they should be supported as well. But they gotta come around and stop trying to blame the last administration. When I listen to the press secretary today putting everything on Biden, those days are fucking over, man. This had nothing to do with Biden. Biden didn't mess with SNAP. Biden didn't mess with VA housing. Biden was on top of bird flu as it was unleashed. This is on you guys. Fix it.
Biden did not assign those refs for the Kansas City Chiefs game either, motherfucker. So just get over yourselves. Brandon had nothing to do with that shit.
Well, we know the Hunt family are Trumpers.
Oh, absolutely. Big.
Trump has as much said so when he congratulated the Chiefs. He's like, hey, congratulations to the Chiefs.
Brittany Mahomes.
You guys love me. You all voted for me overwhelmingly. He made it about him. He's dude, I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about it.
It's always about him.
We're not going to talk about him because he's just delusional. When he thinks 36% of the youth vote went to him when it was actually not to him, and he lost that to Kamala, you can't believe anything the guy says. That's why I say, do what you do with your policies. I don't want to see you or hear from you because you're disgusting, and all you do is lie to me. I don't want to be lied to. I'm done with that.
Oh, and dude, you can tell he's lying because his lips are moving. But here's the thing: 3.5 million votes were thrown out. Yeah, those votes would have given her the win.
Absentee ballot.
Those weren't white guy votes. Those were people of color.
A lot. Yeah, we had some female votes that I know people voted out of state.
They were Democrats.
Not counted. So they had her down statistically as beating him by over 1.5 million, even with the 3.5 tossed out. And hey, if you're accepting of it, then you bought the sandwich. It's yours. So enjoy.
Yeah, you don't get it. There's no participation trophy. You lost. So
where's the sound bites talking about it? Where are our Democrats? And who gives a fuck if they say, hey, you can't prove that, or you don't know that that's to be true or not?
Then prove me wrong.
Republicans do this shit to us all the fucking time.
Sure.
Yeah, they've learned nothing.
Yeah,
they've learned nothing.
If you disagree with me, prove me wrong and show me the stats. But I'm working with statisticians that are telling me what the numbers are, not what the orange guy's saying.
Yeah.
We're moving on from him, and I want to jump to this. Time for a happy ending.
Okay.
I'm going to put mine out really quick, which was something I found kind of interesting. You know, everybody's looking to turn in their neighbor. I know in Missouri, we got some bounties out. You can make some quick money. If you see a brown guy, maybe call the ICE. But ICE, it turns out, has just announced they're pausing their hotline where people can report undocumented immigrants because 90% of the calls, people are reporting Elon Musk.
I thought it was a fucking male boob enhancement hotline, and I called and I asked about breast exams, and I apologize for that. I did not know that it was a hotline for ICE. So I made that mistake myself. That the phone numbers are quite similar.
It could happen to anybody.
It can, especially if you drink beer that's hoppy. It gives you boobs. I just found out. I'm very upset. I can't believe my wife hasn't left me yet, but I need her as a producer mostly, so it's all good.
That's right. She's a big part of this show, so we need her.
Dude, your happy ending is weird that it's ICE because my happy ending is also ICE too, which is weird because my wife told me that the AP, Associated Press, says Greyhound will stop letting Border Patrol agents conduct routine immigration checks on its buses because of Trump's evil ass fucking nasty deportation fucking things. But she also told me that a witness, now we got this from somebody on Twitter called Corpse at the Furrow. So I don't know if it's 100% true and it could be alleged, but apparently a witness said a bus driver told an ICE agent to gargle his balls when the latter requested to enter the bus. So that's what I was talking about at the beginning of the broadcast about gargling balls. That made me fucking very happy. I thought it was an appropriate happy ending. I think more people should tell ICE agents to gargle their fucking balls. I mean, hey, gargling balls, think about that, dude. That's not just fucking kissing balls. That's like put them down your throat and choke on those motherfuckers when you try to gargle. I mean, that is some serious, like, fuck you. And I enjoyed that from any Greyhound bus driver. It makes me want to hop on a Greyhound, but they're scary and disgusting, so that's not going to happen.
Uncle Bill?
What did you pull up my happy ending video?
I did not.
I asked you one thing. It was a skateboarding dog. It was like a little corgi.
Oh, I saw that. You sent that to me today on my phone.
Yeah, dude, he's on a skateboard.
China, by the way? That was China, no? Was that in China?
I don't know. I don't know where it was from, but it was awesome. He's going down this giant concrete staircase, set of stairs outside. He's just on his board very calmly, goes all the way down, gets to the bottom. Even more impressively, he starts to shift his weight. He can turn. When he slows down, he gets off. He gets his hind legs off the board and starts to push himself, building up speed, and then he jumps back on. I can't believe he didn't pull that up. That was a very happy ending.
One thing to do today, Rob.
I know. I had one thing to do today.
You had one job.
I can't believe that I failed Uncle Bill on that one. I will say this, though. You could have gone with the penguin story as well. Okay?
That was so yesterday, though.
What happened with the penguin?
Yesterday?
The polite penguin.
What the fuck is a polite penguin?
Oh, there were a couple of researchers in, I think it was in where were they? Were they in Greenland or Antarctica? And there's this little penguin standing behind them. Here's the dog. Look at this guy. Look at him.
Better late than never, Rob. Good job.
Good job, buddy. Nice recovery.
That's a good happy ending. That's fucking skill set, though.
It is. Now watch him. Watch him. Look at him go. Dude, he's shifting his weight.
Yet. If he kicks that thing up to himself, I'll be impressed.
No, but look.
He's well trained.
Dude, he knows what he's doing. That's awesome. That made my day.
What happened with the fucking penguin? I'm off the fucking dog already. What happened with the penguin?
The penguin came to a crossing and he let the people go by. He was very courteous, penguin.
Well, no, they were in his way. He wanted to go past him, and he waited, and he very patiently waited until they stepped aside and let him go, and then he very calmly waddled on up to meet his buddy who was waddling down the hill.
At a fucking zoo on a glacier? Where the fuck were
It was
they?
on a glacier, yeah, somewhere in Antarctica, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, they were on his trail, his stamped down trail,
Yes.
and he didn't go around them. He just waited for them.
He very politely waited.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
a happy ending. I'll take it. I mean, it's not gargle my balls happy ending, but it certainly is a happy
It's in the
ending.
conversation. It's up there.
No, that's good. That's good. We need that shit. And I promised Rob today I'm not gonna fucking go back to saying negative shit after we just did our happy endings. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and let you finish the show off.
We'll keep it happy.
Well,
keep it happy.
It's important for where we are right now.
We'll do it live. I'll write it myself. We'll fucking do it live.
All right. Well, the hope is to be back on Thursday if you guys are available. Gene, I know you got some things to do right now.
What are we gonna talk about?
A lot of
Oh
things.
gosh, I don't know. We'll
Just
find
wait.
something.
Okay.
right,
Okay.
fellas.
Because you guys were sending me like fucking 700 cuss words last night, and I didn't have any idea what the fuck that was about. All of a sudden, I'm just seeing.
Yeah, let's bring that up next on Thursday. I think
It's
that's
called generational swearing, words that we learned as Gen Xers from our parents that maybe we weren't supposed
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why Bill was going on a rant and knew more words than all of us because he's the oldest. He's been listening to cuss words the longest.
This little pitcher had big ears back in the day.
Yeah, dude. There were a lot of cuss words. There were also a lot of like offensive things, like my dad would say that had nothing to do with cussing. Like he would just call it, look at that broad. Like, just someone some lady driver. Dude, men in the 70s could be offensive without saying a single cuss word. So,
Oh
Well,
yeah.
and Granny K used to call people, oh, look at that guy. He's a real looker because he was just staring at people. Not in a good way.
what would you say that today? So you call him a fucking stalker or a creeper or a
Exactly.
Leerer.
She said, what did Granny K say?
That they were a looker. Like,
They
look
were
at
a
him.
looker. I thought looker meant good looking.
Yeah.
No, not at the time.
Not back then. Not back then. See,
I don't
right.
know, man. I don't know where she got that from.
That's from the female perspective because men are creepy, okay? They like to stare and leer.
That's true. Remember that guy? She took us to Point State Park that day. Me and you and Jason and Freddie, and that dude was like following us.
Crazy.
Remember
like a pedo type dude?
No, like a wannabe molester type dude. Like
How old were you guys?
it's like 10.
This is certainly a happy ending, isn't it?
Yeah, nicely done, Billy.
Talking about
You
pedo.
started it.
Next time, buddy, okay?
We'll
Yeah.
talk about that some other time. I didn't know that you guys stalked. See, I never got stalked like that. I was too fucking big. I looked like I was 27 when I was 8 years
I think he was. Our mom was good looking, so I think he was stalking her.
Oh, I got you. Really? Wow.
Exactly. It
Talking
wasn't
to
a,
her
he wasn't a
while she had
pedophile.
while she had the kids. That's fucking super fucking scary.
Yeah, I think he had plans to throw us in a trunk.
Oh, that's frightening. I to this day don't know how my wife is still alive. She had so much latchkey time, so much alone time, she had this long Italian hair, riding her bike through Cleveland Heights all by herself all day long. Like how nobody snatched her up, it's a fucking miracle, dude. Because these girls back in the 80s had a lot of like alone time, just skating
We
around.
all did.
We all did. That's true.
Oh,
No
yeah.
one wanted to kidnap me though.
That's
That makes
right.
me sad because I've got a sweet set of titties.
On that note, Gene, we'll talk to
Yeah.
you Thursday.
All right,
some
I'll
stuff
get my
done.
cuss words going, I guess. You
All
do.
right.
Bye, fellas.
All right.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.